Dear students, we are studying the chapter Buildings, Paintings and Books. This is the second part of this chapter. In the previous video, we discussed about different kinds of buildings and their making process. Here, we'll start the discussion with paintings. Paintings. As you can see, this painting and this one. These are the paintings from Ajanta, right? You can describe, you can identify what is there, you can observe in these paintings. We can see Ajanta on this map. This is a place where several caves were hollowed out of the hills over centuries. Most of these were monasteries for Buddhist monks, and some of them were decorated with paintings. Here are some examples. As the caves are dark inside, most of these paintings were done in the light of torches. The colors, which are vivid even after 1500 years, were made of plants and minerals. You can imagine that these colors were made of plants, leaves, and their roots and other minerals. The artists who created these splendid works of art remain unknown. We don't know who made these paintings, who prepared. So, the artist who did this work, the splendid work, right, are still unknown. Now, the world of books. Books are very important source of history. Whatever we found in the past, the books were written and different kinds of manuscripts. We get the knowledge about the past and the incidents of history. Some of the best known epics were written during the period. This period, epics are grand, long compositions about heroic men and women and include stories about gods. A famous Tamil epic, Silappatikaram, was composed by a poet named Elango around 1800 years ago. It is the story of a merchant named Kovalan. So, in this, Kovalan is the main character who is a merchant who lived in Puhar and fell in love with a courtesan named Madhavi. So, Madhavi is the heroine in this story, neglecting his wife Kannagi. So, one another character is there, Kannagi. Later, he and Kannagi left Puhar and went to Madurai, where he was wrongly accused of theft by the court jeweler of the Pandya king. The king sentenced Kovalan to death. Kannagi, who still loved him, was full of grief and anger at this injustice and destroyed the entire city of Madurai. So, this is the story, splendid story, very interesting story of the epic Silappatikaram. It was composed around 1800 years ago. A description from the Silappatikaram. Here is how the poet describes Kannagi's grief. Kannagi is very sad. Why? Because her husband was sentenced to death. Oh, witness of my grief, you cannot console me. Is it right that your body, fairer than pure gold, lies unwashed here in the dust? Is it just that in the red glow of the twilight, your handsome chest, framed with a flower wreath, lies thrown down on the bare earth, while I remain alone, helpless, and abandoned to despair? Is there no God? Is there no God in this country? Can there be a God in a land where the sword of the king is used for the murder of innocent strangers? Is there no God? No God. So here, Kannagi is explaining her sorrow and grief, and she is asking for justice to the God. So, this is the description from this epic. Another Tamil epic, Mani Mekalai. This is another epic in Tamil language. Mani Mekalai was composed by Satanar around 1400 years ago. This describes the story of the daughter of Kovalan and Madhavi. These beautiful compositions were lost to scholars for many centuries till their manuscripts were rediscovered about 100 years ago. Other writers such as Kalidasa about whom we have discussed in chapter 10, wrote in Sanskrit language. We discussed about Abhijana Shakuntalam. He also wrote a big epic, that is Meghaduta. Here is a verse from Kalidasa's best known poem, the Meghaduta, in which a monsoon cloud is imagined to be a messenger between lovers who are separated from one another. See how the poet describes the breeze that will carry the cloud northwards. A cool breeze, delightful as it is touched with the fragrance of the earth. Swollen by your showers, inhaled deeply by elephants, and causing the wild figs to ripen, will blow gently as you go. So you can see here beautiful lines written in Meghaduta by Kalidasa. Now, the next topic is recording and preserving old stories. Till now, we have studied about different examples of books in Tamil language and one another in Sanskrit language. Now, this is about recording and preserving old stories. A number of Hindu religious stories that were in circulation earlier were written down around the same time. These include the Puranas. Purana literally means old. The Puranas contain stories about gods and goddesses such as Vishnu, Shiva, Durga, Parvati, etc. They also certain details on how they were to be worshipped, means how the people were worshipping the gods like Vishnu, Shiva, Durga, etc. Besides, there are accounts about the creation of the world and about kings, how the kings ruled, how the world was created. The Puranas were written in simple Sanskrit verse and were meant to be heard by everybody, including women and Shudras. They also used to listen these stories who are not allowed to study the Vedas. They were not allowed to study Vedas, but they could listen and they could read about Puranas. They were probably recited in temples by priests and people came to listen to them. The people used to be gathered in the temples to listen these stories. Two Sanskrit epics, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Mahabharata was written by Ved Vyasa and Ramayana was written by Maharshi Valmiki. Had been popular for a very long time. Some of you may be familiar with these stories. Mahabharata is about a war fought between Kauravas and Pandavas. Kauravas and Pandavas, who are cousins. This was a war to gain control of the throne of the Kurus and their capital Hastinapur. And you have listened so many times about this story, Mahabharata, and about this war. The story itself was an old one, but was written down in the form in which you know it today, about 1500 years ago. Both the Puranas and Mahabharata are supposed to have been compiled by Ved Vyasa. The Bhagavad Gita, about which you learned in chapter 9, was also included in Mahabharata. Bhagavad Gita, it was the special book on the preachings by God Krishna to Arjuna before the beginning of the war, Mahabharata. The Ramayana is about God Rama, a prince of Kosala, who was sent into exile for 14 years. His wife Sita was abducted by the king of Lanka named Ravana, and Rama had to fight a battle to get her back. He won and returned to Ayodhya after 14 years, the capital of Kosala. After his victory, like the Mahabharata, this was an old story that was now written down. Valmiki is recognized as the author of the Sanskrit Ramayana. Today, we can watch on the TV Ramayana and Mahabharata. So these stories were written before so many years, as we have discussed. So dear students, in the next video we'll discuss about the rest of the topics of this chapter. Thank you.